Douglas Stone and Bruce Patton's book, Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most, offers a comprehensive guide on how to engage in conversations that are challenging, emotionally charged, or potentially conflict-inducing. The book is based on the Harvard Negotiation Project's experience and research, which has been applied to various contexts, including business, legal, diplomatic, and personal settings. The authors emphasize that difficult conversations are not just about reaching agreements, but also about building and maintaining relationships. The book begins by defining difficult conversations as those where 1. The stakes are high. 2. The issues are complex and emotionally charged. And 3. The relationship between the participants matters. It explains that these conversations are inevitable in life, and that avoiding them only postpones the need to address the underlying issues. The authors argue that learning how to have difficult conversations effectively is a critical life skill. The book is divided into 3 parts: preparing for the conversation, conducting the conversation, and learning from the conversation. Each part contains several chapters that provide practical advice, tools, and techniques for navigating difficult conversations. In the first part, preparing for the conversation, the authors discuss the importance of setting clear goals for the conversation. They emphasize that it is crucial to distinguish between goals that are fixed, e.g., getting a promotion, and those that are flexible, e.g., exploring options for professional development. The authors also introduce the concept of peripheral agreements, which are unspoken assumptions or expectations that can derail a conversation if not addressed. They provide a framework for identifying and clarifying these agreements. The second part, conducting the conversation, focuses on the skills and strategies needed to engage in difficult conversations effectively. The authors emphasize the importance of listening actively, asking questions, and expressing oneself clearly and respectfully. They introduce the 7 elements of effective communication, which include 1. Focusing on interests rather than positions. 2. Exploring options for mutual gain. 3. Insisting on full disclosure. 4. Using objective criteria. 5. Being honest about your own limitations. 6. Being willing to revise your position based on new information. And the third part, learning from the conversation, discusses how to evaluate the outcome of a difficult conversation and what can be learned for future encounters. The authors emphasize the importance of reflection and feedback, both during and after the conversation. They provide tools for analyzing the effectiveness of the conversation, including the 4-part feedback framework. Throughout the book, the authors use numerous examples and case studies to illustrate their points. These include negotiations between labor unions and management, international diplomatic negotiations, and personal conflicts between family members and friends. The book also includes a section on common pitfalls and how to avoid them, as well as advice for dealing with particularly challenging situations, such as conversations about end-of-life care or abuse. One of the key themes of difficult conversations is the importance of empathy and understanding in these situations. The authors emphasize that difficult conversations are not just about reaching agreements, but also about building and maintaining relationships. They encourage readers to approach these conversations with a spirit of curiosity, openness, and respect for the perspectives of others. Another important aspect of the book is its focus on the role of emotions in difficult conversations. The authors acknowledge that emotions can be powerful and sometimes overwhelming, but they argue that ignoring or suppressing them is counterproductive. Instead, they advocate for expressing emotions in a constructive manner and using them as a source of information about one's own needs and values. In conclusion, Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most provides a comprehensive guide for engaging in challenging conversations effectively. The book's practical advice, tools, and techniques are applicable to a wide range of contexts and can benefit individuals in both their personal and professional lives. By emphasizing the importance of empathy, understanding, and relationship building, the authors offer a refreshing perspective on conflict resolution that goes beyond mere negotiation and promotes lasting positive change.